Hello everyone, good evening, happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday, yay, it's Friday. Today's video is my 5th video for the week, and I'm going to stop counting now. I won't count next week, but I did want to give myself kudos for honoring my commitment to do 5 videos in a row this week. Today my spiel is going to be quick because I have other commitments this evening. I'm very busy tonight, but I wanted to share a couple of tips on, or actually some information, helpful information on having an achievement-based resume, which I think is very important. So I'm going to give you the nitty-gritty of an achievement-based resume, and then at a later date, I'll go more in depth about having one or how to create one. So the first thing you want to do is you always want to keep notes of yourself or notes for yourself of things that you have done above and beyond the normal call of duty at work. And this is for the 9-to-5ers. The way I would do this is to create or download a Word template to track project or assignment objectives, milestones, and ending results. And I can tell you from experience, this came in very handy for me one year when I was in the middle of an annual review and requesting an increase, a significant increase in salary. This was about 6 years ago, but it will help you create your new achievement-based resume, but it will also give you some ammo for better positioning yourself during your annual employment review. Like the job interview, your annual or mid-year review or evaluation should be a two-way conversation. It is not a meeting where only your boss has the opportunity to critique your work, to exchange information, to critique your work or to sing your praises, but it is in fact an opportunity to exchange information about past performance and to set mutual goals that benefit the company and your career moving forward. Once you can see the annual eval from this perspective as a two-sided exchange, you'll begin to see the annual evaluation very differently. A lot of people dread this process, and it's not something that I'm in favor of, but if it is something that your employer does, then by all means, use it to your advantage moving forward. So have past achievements noted and ready to discuss, and make sure you also have some business and career goals outlined with great detail on how you will achieve these goals so you can better elicit full buy-in and ongoing support from your supervisor and your team. That's the first thing I wanted to share. So how do you do that? So what you want to do is you want to look at each one of the positions that you've held at this company and all other companies, and you want to identify 2 to 3 great achievements for every position you've held. You want to write out each achievement in great detail under that position title. Then you're going to rewrite each achievement and pay attention or notice which one you are most proud of or is the easiest to articulate in an interview, for example. You want to take this best of all the positions achievement and note it in a way that stands out under its respective position title. Employers would rather know what great things you are doing for a company than read a list of duties and responsibilities that you've cut and pasted from your job description. The job description really is a document that is probably outdated if you've been at this company for any length of time, and it's also possible that half of the duties that you have are no longer the duties, or not the duties that you were originally assigned, and probably your job has expanded but your title and or position hasn't changed. And that's common practice for our positions to evolve, but our salary and our titles not to stay in alignment or be consistent with that evolution of responsibilities. So you will do this for every job. Hi, Anita. You will do this for every job title listed on your resume, and I think I have some specific examples for newbies. If you're a newbie, you want to limit your resume to 1 page using 12-point Times New Roman Garamond Arial type font. You want to reduce your resume by noting positions, duties, and achievements, beginning with your current or most recent position, of course, up to 10 years. Be sure to remove any fast food or retail jobs if they are no longer relevant to the work that you do now. So if it's older than 8 to 10 years and bears no relevance to your current career focus or aspirations, it's okay to remove it from your resume. It really is okay. For those of you who have been in the workforce longer and have reached the higher echelons of corporate America, your resume can be as long as 2 to 3 pages, preferably only 2, expanded to 20 years of experience, and anything longer than that is no longer relevant to your career focus. This should be eliminated from site. Now, if it is relevant, go ahead and leave it on there and add that 3rd page, but make sure it's a full 3rd page and not just a little smidge of information that you're putting on the top of a 3rd page. A bonus tip is to remove graduation dates. Why? Showing the date you graduated from high school or college opens you up to discrimination. You may be seen as too young or too old and never even be called in for an interview. I've seen it happen. In some countries, it's especially normal and acceptable to see personal information such as height, weight, marital status, number of children, and even a photo on a resume. This is not standard practice in the US though. If you have a resume like that and you're applying to work for a company in the US, a US-based company, then you want to remove those things from your resume before you submit it, because it like anything else, it opens you up to further discrimination. So if you're a national applying for jobs in the US, make sure to remove this. If you're an American applying for work in other countries, it's your responsibility to find out what the application and resume submission standards are for the country you plan to work in. I can't stress the importance of this next tip enough. You want to use a neutral professional email address. If your email is something like sexyslayer@vbox.com, you want to keep that for personal use, and I think you know why. And create a new one using your legal name only, please, please. I have eliminated more candidates for mistakes on their resume than I have not considered someone who's underqualified for a position without mistakes on their resume. And I just want to make that very clear. I will eliminate someone who has mistakes on their resume, no matter the excuse or the reason. I will interview someone who has no mistakes on their resume and is possibly underqualified for the position and may not even be a perfect fit, but that person demonstrates attention to detail that I want in my department and or company. So I'm going to look at that person before I look at the person who has lots of mistakes, or even one mistake, kind of anal like that, on their resume. So be sure to check and correct your spelling and grammar, and do not rely on spell check. That's another thing I can't stress enough, because spell check is not foolproof. It just isn't. My last tip is to use plain white paper, not pink or blue. Off-white or cream is acceptable, but white paper is always best. And that's it for tonight. I'm not going to be sharing any videos this weekend, I don't think, so I'll probably see you next week. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.